Under a relentless sun, the Israelite countryside bears witness to the heavy yoke of Philistine oppression. Each labored breath of the Israelites is a testament to their struggle under foreign dominion. Fields once promising now echo with the silence of despair, mirroring the spirit of the enslaved. The very air hangs thick with the unspoken cries of a people yearning for liberation. In every furrow turned, a silent prayer rises from the heart of Israel toward the heavens. Sunlight paints the humble home as Manoah, weathered and strong, kneels beside his wife. Her face, etched with years of longing, is framed by clasped hands, a silent prayer escaping her lips, heads bowed in unison. Their faces reflect a poignant blend of hope and enduring despair. Sorrow hangs heavy, permeating the sparsely furnished room. Sunlight drenches the golden field, long shadows stretching from distant hills as the wind whispers secrets through the grass. Before Manoah's wife, the angel of the Lord materializes, radiating a gentle, divine warmth. You will conceive and give birth to a son who will begin to deliver Israel from the hand of the Philistines. Now be careful and drink no wine or other fermented drink, and do not eat anything unclean, the angel warns. Your son must never have his hair cut, dedicated to God from the womb, the angel proclaims, a hawk circling above. Sunlight floods Manoah's humble home, illuminating the weathered face of a man wrestling with disbelief. His wife's expression is a poignant mix of awe and fear as she dares to entertain the impossible. Manoah's voice, hushed with wonder and doubt. An angel? Here? It seems impossible. But the hope it gives me, she pleads, her voice filled with desperate longing. Dim lamplight casts dancing shadows across the room, illuminating Manoah and his wife, their faces etched with worry. His wife strains, sweat beading as she pushes with every ounce of strength. The midwife's hands move with practiced skill, a silent promise of life in the tense atmosphere. A piercing cry shatters the silence, a newborn's first breath, a beacon of hope in the dimly lit room. Relief floods Manoah's face as he gazes upon his son, a profound sense of gratitude washing over him. A palpable divine blessing fills the room, wrapping the family in an ethereal embrace of hope and promise. Years later, the Israelite countryside basks in the sun as a young Samson thrives, his youthful energy untamed. Samson's boisterous laughter echoes through the fields, a sound as strong as the boy himself. He effortlessly lifts heavy stones, showcasing his extraordinary strength, a spectacle that amazes his peers. The other youths watch in awe, their faces a mixture of admiration and disbelief at Samson's feats. Muscles ripple across Samson's young frame as he revels in his power, unaware of the destiny that awaits. Under the relentless sun, Samson strides along the Timnah road, dust swirling around his sandals. His gaze sweeps across the horizon, a landscape of sun-baked earth stretching before him. In the distance, a Philistine woman appears, her figure silhouetted against the bright sky. A flicker of intense desire ignites within Samson, his eyes fixed on the woman. His pace quickens, driven by a sudden, powerful impulse. The air crackles with unspoken longing as he closes the distance. Sunlight floods Manoah's humble home, illuminating a scene of tense resolve. Samson stands powerfully, determination etched into his young face. Manoah and his wife exchange a look laden with worry. Samson's firm declaration cuts through the morning air. I will marry the Philistine woman. The weight of his words hangs heavy, unanswered questions clouding the room. Under the scorching sun, Samson walks with his parents through the vineyards of Timnah, the air filled with the promise of grapes. A young lion explodes from the foliage, its roar shattering the pastoral calm as the spirit of the Lord surges through Samson. With a primal scream, Samson confronts the beast, his bare hands gripping its mane in a furious dance of life and death. Dust settles to reveal the lion, lifeless. Samson's raw strength has conquered the beast in a brutal, swift victory. Along the Timnah road, Samson strides, his powerful figure a silhouette against the bright sun. He pauses, a dark shape in the distance, the lion's carcass, now a grim landmark. Bees swarm around the carcass, a buzzing cloud obscuring the brutal remains. A glint of gold catches the light honey, glistening within the lion's ribcage. With a daring move, Samson reaches into the carcass, retrieving the honeycomb. Inside a Philistine home, a hall bursts with joyous celebration. Samson is surrounded by wedding guests, the air thick with laughter. Goblets clink, and the hall buzzes with anticipation as Samson rises, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Samson's voice cuts through the revelry, drawing all eyes to him as he prepares to speak. "I have a riddle for you," Samson announces, holding the crowd's attention. "Listen closely." Samson declares, "Out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness." Flickering torchlight reveals the hard faces of the Philistines, their menacing presence filling the room. They form a tight, oppressive circle, their shadows looming large in the dimly lit Philistine home. Samson's wife cowers against the cold wall, her eyes wide with terror as she faces her accusers. The air crackles with unspoken threats, each shadow a silent promise of impending doom. Sunlight fills the Philistine home as Samson's wife clings to him, her beauty marred by tears. She pleads, her voice trembling, desperation etched on her face as she seeks the truth. "Please, my love, tell me, what is the answer? Do you not trust me?" she implores, her eyes searching his. Emotional manipulation hangs heavy in the air as she fights for his trust, her tears a weapon. Flickering lamplight paints long, dancing shadows across the Philistine home, the air heavy with unspoken burdens. Samson sits wearily, his massive frame slumped in defeat, shoulders bowed under an unseen weight. His face, etched with exhaustion, is partially obscured by shadow, hinting at inner turmoil. The silence in the room is broken only by the crackling of the lamp, each flicker a moment of heavy anticipation. A palpable tension hangs in the air, thick and suffocating, mirroring the turmoil within Samson. Even in repose, his powerful hands remain clenched, a subtle sign of the battle still raging within him. Inside the Philistine home, a palpable sense of anticipation hangs heavy in the air, thick with unspoken expectations. Suddenly, the room explodes into a cacophony of triumphant cheers, the sound reverberating through the decorated halls. Amidst the revelry, Samson's face, moments ago a study in confident composure, begins to shift, betraying his inner turmoil. A flicker of disbelief crosses his eyes, a dawning realization that the tide has turned against him in this very moment. His features contort into a mask of raw, untamed fury, the sudden betrayal igniting a firestorm of rage within him. The celebratory atmosphere clashes violently with the brewing storm on Samson's face, a dramatic juxtaposition of joy and vengeance. Samson enters Ashkelon, his face a mask of grim purpose. His eyes sweep across the city, a storm brewing within. He confronts 30 men, his strength unleashed in a furious whirlwind. The clash is brief, brutal, and decisive. Samson gathers the garments of the defeated, a silent victor. Samson storms into his home, rage twisting his features into a mask of fury. The door slams behind him, the sound echoing through the silent house like a thunderclap. His family's calls are lost in the storm of his anger, their voices unheard, unheeded. His anger is a palpable force, a storm that fills every corner of the room. He leaves his wife behind, a silent testament to the depth of his consuming rage. Sunlight streams into the Philistine home, illuminating dancing dust motes in the otherwise dim interior. The room is sparsely furnished, the lingering scent of perfume hinting at a recent departure. Shafts of light cut through the still air, revealing the emptiness within the dwelling. An echoing silence fills the void, broken only by the subtle play of light and shadow. Under the vast, starlit sky, golden wheat fields stretch endlessly. Muscles glistening in the torchlight, Samson stalks through the fields, a figure of furious resolve. He seizes a fox, its eyes wide with terror as he binds a torch to its tail. Flickering flames dance in Samson's determined eyes, mirroring the impending destruction. One by one, the foxes are released, their burning tails igniting the dry, ripe wheat. Thick smoke fills the sky above the Philistine village, casting a dark shadow over the land. Flames engulf a small structure, the fire a ravenous beast consuming everything in its path. The villagers watch with grim satisfaction, their faces illuminated by the flickering firelight. A brutal retribution unfolds as Samson's former wife and her father are burned. On the harsh, rocky terrain, Samson's face is a mask of fury, his eyes blazing with righteous anger. With earth-shattering force, Samson strikes down Philistines, his powerful arms a whirlwind of destruction. Each blow sends his enemies sprawling, their bodies crashing against the unforgiving stone. Samson stands as an unyielding force, a beacon of defiance against the invading darkness. Deep inside the cave, Samson cowers, a figure swallowed by shadow and fear. The cave mouth yawns open, a jagged frame of earth against the blinding sunlight. A stark contrast, darkness within, a rectangle of searing brightness without. Samson remains hidden, a prisoner of the cave's embrace, dread etched on his face. Under a blazing sun, the desolate, rocky terrain stretches endlessly, reflecting the harshness of the moment. Fear and desperation are etched deeply into the faces of the men of Judah. They encircle Samson, their grip tight as they bind his powerful limbs with fresh ropes. Samson's immense strength seems momentarily subdued, contrasted by the palpable tension in the air. Nervous glances flicker towards the horizon, each man anticipating the imminent arrival of the Philistines. The sun beats down, amplifying their dread as they await the inevitable confrontation. Across the plains of Lehi, the Philistine army advances, a relentless tide against the lone figure of Samson. Bound tightly by ropes, Samson stands defiant, his eyes blazing with a growing inner fire. A palpable shift in the air as the Spirit of the Lord surges through him, an unseen force awakening. Muscles straining, veins pulsing, Samson fights against his bonds, the ropes beginning to fray under immense pressure. The ropes snap, scattering like dust in the wind as Samson is freed, ready to unleash his divine strength. Under the blazing sun, Samson's muscles bulge as his eyes fix on a discarded donkey's jawbone, a weapon of last resort. His grip tightens around the crude weapon. Determination hardens his gaze as he prepares to face his enemies. With a primal roar, Samson swings the jawbone, a whirlwind of fury unleashed upon the encroaching Philistine warriors. The jawbone crashes down with brutal force, each blow felling another foe, the sandy ground stained crimson. Victorious amidst the fallen, Samson stands defiant, having single-handedly defeated 1,000 Philistines, a testament to his might. Under the relentless desert sun, Samson collapses, the cracked earth mirroring the desperation etched on his parched lips. His body aches, a gritty film of sand coating his skin, each breath a struggle in the suffocating heat. Weakly, he raises a fist towards the heavens, a desperate plea escaping his torn throat. "God, I am dying of thirst. Please, help me," he cries, his voice a mere whisper against the vast emptiness. Under the scorching sun of Lehi, dust devils swirl across the barren land. Weakened and parched, Samson collapses onto the cracked earth, his face turned towards the heavens in desperate prayer. Water bursts forth from the unyielding rock, a miraculous torrent in the desolate landscape. Samson stares in disbelief, hope flickering in his weary eyes as he drinks deeply from the life-giving spring. Strength surges back into Samson, and he rises, renewed and ready, a warrior reborn from the dust. Under the harsh Gaza sun, Samson arrives, a figure of imposing strength amidst a bustling city. He moves with purpose, his gaze fixed on a destination known only to him. The crowded streets offer no obstacle, his path unwavering towards the city's hidden corners. He seeks refuge, drawn to the shadows and secrets that lie within a harlot's house. The door closes behind him, enveloping Samson in a world of veiled intentions and hushed whispers. Under a starless sky, the Gazites gather like shadows at the city gates, plotting in hushed whispers, their ambush set. A mighty roar shatters the night as Samson appears, a towering figure of raw power, his presence electrifying the tense air. With a Herculean surge, Samson tears the massive gates from their hinges, wood splintering, stone shattering under his divine strength. The Gazites recoil in terror as Samson hoists the colossal gates onto his shoulders, their weight meaningless to his God-given might. He ascends the hill, the gates held high, a defiant monument against the shrinking city, a testament to his unmatched power. Golden sunlight floods the valley of Sorek, illuminating its serene beauty. Samson, a figure of raw power, stands silhouetted against the radiant horizon. His gaze is captured, held captive by an enchanting vision. Delilah comes into view. Her beauty is striking. Samson's expression softens, a silent acknowledgement of her captivating allure. The valley holds its breath. A moment of fateful connection hangs in the air. Sunlight floods Delilah's lavish home, illuminating her face, a canvas of conflicted emotions. Delilah sits on a plush cushion, a silent storm brewing within her as she awaits the Philistine rulers. Before her stand the Philistine rulers, their stern faces betraying an air of expectancy. The ornate windows cast shadows, mirroring the weighty silence and unspoken tension in the room. In the dimly lit room, Delilah's eyes reflect both concern and curiosity as she gazes at Samson. Samson, weary yet faintly smiling, faces Delilah, shadows playing across the walls around them. Delilah leans forward, her voice soft. "Samson, my love, tell me truly, what is the secret of your great strength?" Samson replies, a hint of deception in his tone. "If I were bound with 7 fresh bowstrings, I would become weak." Philistine soldiers, concealed among the rugged rocks, lie in ambush, their eyes glinting with anticipation. With a sudden, coordinated surge, they leap from their hiding places, aiming to ensnare Samson. Muscles tense, they reach for him, their hands grasping, their faces contorted with fierce determination. But Samson, a whirlwind of strength, effortlessly shrugs off their attempts, his power evident. He breaks free from their clutches, leaving the soldiers sprawling and astonished in his wake. In the dimly lit room, Delilah's persistent questioning fills the air, a relentless hum testing Samson's patience. Samson sighs, the flicker of annoyance barely visible in the shadows that dance across his weary face. He crafts another false answer, a calculated lie designed to momentarily appease Delilah. The weight of his secret presses down as he attempts to maintain his carefully constructed facade. On the battlefield, Philistine soldiers brace themselves, their faces grim, as a storm of power descends upon them. A whirlwind of motion, Samson moves with unmatched strength, his every action a display of raw, untamed force. The Philistines are scattered like leaves in a gale, their weapons useless against the tide of Samson's might. With each blow, Samson's legend grows, striking fear into the hearts of his enemies. The battlefield becomes a stage for Samson's dominance, a testament to his extraordinary strength. In the dimly lit home, Delilah's nagging voice fills the air, a constant and grating presence. Her words strike Samson like calculated blows, each sentence designed to erode his strength. Delilah's relentless drone chips away at Samson's resolve, testing his patience. The oppressive atmosphere of the room mirrors the suffocating nature of Delilah's accusations. Samson stands firm, but the seeds of doubt are sown with each word Delilah speaks. Sunlight floods Delilah's opulent home, casting long shadows that emphasize Samson's slumped figure. Defeated, Samson sits with eyes heavy, exhaustion and betrayal etched deeply into his face. His voice barely a whisper. He speaks of a vulnerability he has long guarded. "My strength. It's in my hair. It has never been cut," he admits, unknowingly sealing his fate. Samson sleeps, unaware of the impending betrayal. His head rests peacefully in Delilah's lap, under the soft lamplight. Delilah's face is an impassive mask as she holds the shears, her eyes betraying nothing of the act she is about to commit. Quietly, methodically, she begins to shave his hair, each strand falling a silent testament to lost strength and trust. The room is filled with the soft sound of snipping, a stark contrast to the thunderous power Samson unknowingly loses. The room is veiled in shadow, a stark contrast to the legend it now holds captive. Bound tightly, Samson's powerful frame is subdued, his muscles slack with defeat. His eyes, pools of pain and despair, reflect the crushing weight of betrayal. Philistine soldiers stand guard, their predatory gazes fixed on their fallen foe. Delilah's absence looms, a silent testament to the price of love and deceit. Under the relentless Gaza sun, Samson stumbles, his empty eye sockets a stark testament to his defeat. Philistine soldiers, their faces grim, drag him through the dust, their rough hands a cruel guide. The looming prison awaits, a symbol of his captivity and the loss of his once mighty power. The jeers of the crowd rise like a venomous tide, mocking the fallen hero, amplifying his despair. Inside Gaza prison, Samson, humbled, toils at the mill, his mighty frame now a shadow of its former self. Chains bind his wrists, each rotation a testament to his crushing defeat. Dust motes dance in the dim light, each speck a mocking reminder of lost battles and broken vows. His brow furrows with each strained push, sweat mingling with the grime of his prison cell. The air hangs heavy with the weight of his shame, a palpable burden on his broad shoulders. Each grind of the stone echoes his past triumphs, now hollow in distant memories. Inside the Gaza prison, time marches on, each moment heavy with anticipation. Strands of hair begin to reclaim Samson's scalp, a silent testament to resilience. With each passing day, the signs of his strength return, a visual promise. Hope flickers in the dim light of his cell, mirroring the growing strength. Samson's gaze hardens, determination etched into every line of his face. A vast sea of Philistine faces turns towards the towering temple of Dagon, anticipation and fervor burning in their eyes. Banners emblazoned with the image of their fish god flutter wildly, symbols of power against the bright sky. Drums beat a primal rhythm, horns blare, and the jubilant cries of the crowd rise in a deafening wave of celebration. The air vibrates with the collective energy, a palpable sense of triumph and religious ecstasy. The Philistines celebrate, unified in their devotion and reveling in the moment. Inside the Philistine temple, a sea of faces stretches as far as the eye can see, rulers and commoners alike gathered in anticipation. The air vibrates with the energy of thousands, their mockery a tangible presence as Samson is led into their midst. The hall is overflowing, the crowd spilling onto the roof, eager to witness the spectacle unfolding before them. Every eye is fixed on Samson, the object of their scorn and the center of their collective mockery. The temple, packed to its limits, becomes a crucible of tension, ready to explode with the unfolding drama. A palpable sense of anticipation hangs heavy in the air, the prelude to a moment of profound reckoning. Inside the Philistine temple, Samson gestures, his movements deliberate and full of purpose. He seeks to be placed between the temple's central pillars, a silent determination etched on his face. Samson instructs the servant, guiding him with a steady gaze and a commanding presence. The air thickens with anticipation as Samson prepares, his intentions hidden yet palpable. He requests assistance in positioning his hands on the pillars, a final act of strength and resolve. Sunlight pierces the Philistine temple, illuminating dust motes like a divine spotlight. Samson, scarred and colossal, kneels, a titan humbled before towering pillars. His brow furrows, a storm of memory and resolve brewing beneath the surface. Lips move in silent prayer, a desperate plea echoing in the hallowed hall. "Oh, Lord God, remember me," he whispers, a soul yearning for redemption. "Strengthen me, I pray, only this once, O God," Samson begs, his fate hanging in the balance. Inside the Philistine temple, Samson stands firm, his massive hands gripping the pillars. Muscles bulging, veins throbbing, he channels all his strength. A guttural roar escapes his lips as he pushes with every fiber of his being. The pillars groan under the immense pressure, the temple trembling. The Philistine temple trembles, a subtle tremor at first, then a violent quake. Cracks race across the walls like spiderwebs, the stone groaning under unbearable strain. A deafening roar echoes as the massive pillars buckle, the heart of the temple failing. The structure implodes, stone and debris cascading inward in a destructive wave. Dust billows, a shroud of destruction where the temple once stood. Under the vast sky of the Israelite countryside, a somber procession begins. With heavy hearts, Samson's family approaches, their faces etched with sorrow. Each step is laden with grief as they prepare to retrieve his fallen body. A silent testament to a hero's end, their mission commences in the golden light. At Samson's tomb, the air is thick with sorrow. Israelites gather, their faces reflecting both grief and a fragile, budding hope. The weight of oppression begins to lift, replaced by a dawning sense of liberation. The oppressive shadow of the Philistines slowly begins to recede, hope taking its place. A solemn tribute to a fallen hero, paving the way for their renewed freedom.